Are you unknowingly doing one thing every single day that's literally shrinking your brain and stealing your memories? Right now, I'm going to reveal the most damaging habits destroying your memory, plus 7 proven strategies to reverse memory loss and protect your brain starting today. This one habit is so common that 80% of seniors do it without realizing the permanent damage it's causing, and you're probably doing it right now. Carl, a 72-year-old retired mechanic from Pennsylvania, couldn't remember his grandchildren's names and kept forgetting important appointments. He thought it was just normal aging, but when he discovered and eliminated this one devastating habit, his memory improved so dramatically within 8 weeks that his family noticed the difference before he did. Habit 1. The sleep deprivation that erases your memories. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep nightly is literally washing away your memories and shrinking your brain tissue. Johns Hopkins neuroscientists have confirmed that during deep sleep, your brain activates a waste clearance system called the glymphatic system that flushes out toxic proteins, including beta amyloid and tau, which cause memory loss and dementia. This cleansing only happens during adequate deep sleep, and without it, these toxic proteins accumulate day after day, permanently damaging the memory centers of your brain. Every night of poor sleep allows these dangerous proteins to build up like sludge in your brain's delicate circuitry, destroying the connections between memory cells and impairing your ability to form new memories or retrieve existing ones. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates cognitive decline at an alarming rate, increasing your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease by 30%, according to research published in the Journal of Neuroscience. Poor sleep impairs your hippocampus, the brain region responsible for converting short-term memories into long-term storage, which explains why you can't remember what someone told you yesterday or where you put your keys this morning. It also disrupts the consolidation process that happens during REM sleep, where your brain organizes and stores the day's experiences. Without adequate sleep, your brain simply cannot maintain the neural pathways necessary for memory formation and recall. The damage compounds night after night, creating a downward spiral where poor sleep causes memory problems, which cause anxiety, which causes worse sleep. Brenda, a 68-year-old former teacher from Oregon, couldn't remember conversations from earlier in the day and felt mentally foggy all the time. After establishing a consistent sleep schedule and prioritizing 7 to 8 hours nightly for 6 weeks, her recall improved so dramatically that she could remember details from conversations, appointments, and even things she'd read days earlier. The transformation happened faster than she expected because her brain finally had the opportunity to clear out accumulated toxins and repair damaged neural pathways. Go to bed at the exact same time every single night, even on weekends, to regulate your body's internal clock. Keep your bedroom completely dark using blackout curtains or an eye mask, and maintain the temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep quality. Avoid all screens, including television, phones, and tablets, for at least 1 hour before bed, because the blue light they emit suppresses melatonin production and keeps your brain alert. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night without exception. Every night of poor sleep causes irreversible brain damage that accumulates over time. Prioritize your sleep tonight and every night moving forward. Habit 2. The social isolation destroying your cognitive function. When was the last time you had a meaningful face-to-face conversation with another person? Harvard Medical School research has demonstrated that social isolation shrinks the hippocampus, your brain's primary memory center, as severely as smoking 15 cigarettes daily. Your brain is a social organ that evolved to function within communities, and it requires regular interpersonal interaction to create new neural pathways and maintain existing memory networks. Face-to-face conversation stimulates multiple brain regions simultaneously, including those responsible for language processing, emotional recognition, attention, and memory formation. Without this stimulation, these regions atrophy and lose function, just like muscles waste away without use. Social isolation increases your dementia risk by 50%, according to studies published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. It accelerates memory decline independently of other risk factors, meaning even if you're physically healthy and mentally active, isolation alone can destroy your cognitive function. Loneliness causes chronic stress and depression, both of which elevate cortisol levels that directly damage memory centers in your brain. It also eliminates the cognitive stimulation that comes from discussing ideas, sharing stories, solving problems together, and engaging in the natural back and forth of human conversation. Your brain literally shrinks when deprived of social contact, particularly in the regions most critical for memory and emotional regulation. After his wife passed away, Gerald, a 74-year-old widower from Illinois, became increasingly isolated, and his memory deteriorated rapidly over 6 months. He joined a weekly card game group at his local senior center, and within 3 months, his memory improved noticeably. He could remember the cards played, recalled conversations from previous weeks, and felt mentally sharper than he had in years. Call or visit at least one friend or family member every single week without fail. Join a senior center activity, book club, exercise class, or hobby group where you'll interact with others regularly. Attend religious services if that's part of your tradition, or volunteer at a local school, library, hospital, or community organization where you'll engage with people consistently. Participate in community classes on topics that interest you, from art to computers to cooking. The specific activity matters less than the regular social engagement it provides. Your brain is withering in isolation and losing memory capacity every day you remain disconnected. Reach out to someone today and schedule regular contact moving forward. Habit 3. The sedentary lifestyle. Starving your brain of oxygen. Sitting all day doesn't just harm your body and cardiovascular system, it's suffocating your brain and killing your memory cells. The Mayo Clinic reports that physical inactivity reduces blood flow to the brain by up to 30%, depriving memory centers of the oxygen and nutrients they desperately need to function properly. Your brain consumes 20% of your body's oxygen supply, despite representing only 2% of your body weight. Every hour you sit motionless, your heart rate slows, your circulation decreases, and your brain receives progressively less oxygen, causing memory-forming cells to malfunction and eventually die. Physical inactivity accelerates brain shrinkage measurably on MRI scans, doubling your risk of developing dementia, according to research from the University of California. It impairs your ability to learn new information and damages the connections between memory cells called synapses. Exercise increases blood flow to the hippocampus, stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for brain cells, and triggers the growth of new neurons even in older adults. Without regular movement, these protective mechanisms shut down and your brain begins deteriorating. Inactivity also increases inflammation throughout your body, including in your brain, where chronic inflammation destroys the delicate structures necessary for memory formation and retrieval. Joan, a 69-year-old retired accountant from Nevada, couldn't focus on conversations or remember simple tasks like items on her shopping list. After adding just a 20-minute morning walk to her daily routine for 5 weeks, her mental clarity returned, and she could remember details that previously would have slipped away immediately. The improvement came from increased oxygen delivery and the neurochemical changes that exercise triggers in the brain. Walk for 20 to 30 minutes every single day, even if you need to break it into 2 or 3 shorter walks of 10 minutes each. Take the stairs instead of elevators whenever possible. Park your car farther from store entrances to add extra steps and do chair exercises during television commercials if mobility limits your options. March in place while talking on the phone. Do standing tasks instead of sitting, and make movement a non-negotiable part of every single day. Your memory cells are dying right now from insufficient oxygen and blood flow. Take a walk today and make it a permanent daily habit starting immediately. Habit 4. The blood sugar spikes. Poisoning your memory centers. Do you regularly eat sugary foods, white bread, pasta, rice, or processed carbohydrates throughout your day? Research from Columbia University Medical Center has shown that high blood sugar levels directly damage the hippocampus, causing measurable memory impairment within hours of consumption. When you eat sugar or refined carbohydrates, your blood glucose spikes rapidly, flooding your brain with excess glucose that acts like a poison to memory cells. High glucose levels trigger oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain, both of which kill neurons and damage the blood vessels that supply your memory centers. Repeated blood sugar spikes cause permanent structural damage to your brain, increasing Alzheimer's risk by 65%, according to long-term studies following thousands of seniors. They impair your brain's ability to form short-term memories immediately after consumption, which is why you feel foggy and forgetful after eating sweets or starchy foods. Chronic high blood sugar damages the insulin receptors in your brain, leading to a condition researchers call type 3 diabetes, where your brain becomes insulin resistant and can no longer properly metabolize glucose for energy. This starves your memory centers while simultaneously poisoning them with excess sugar. The damage accelerates cognitive aging dramatically, effectively making your brain older than your chronological age. Wesley, a 71-year-old retired postal worker from Missouri, experienced constant brain fog, forgetfulness, and difficulty concentrating. When he eliminated processed carbohydrates, white bread, sugary snacks, and sweetened beverages from his diet, he noticed improvement within just 2 weeks. His thinking became clearer, his memory sharpened, and the afternoon mental crashes disappeared completely. Replace white bread, pasta, and rice with whole grain versions that release glucose slowly into your bloodstream. Eliminate sugary snacks, candy, cookies, and sweetened beverages entirely from your daily routine. Eat protein with every single meal and snack to stabilize blood sugar and prevent dangerous spikes. Choose fresh, whole fruits over fruit juice, which concentrates sugar without the fiber that slows absorption. Every sugary meal or refined carbohydrate you consume damages your brain's memory centers immediately and permanently. Change what you eat at your very next meal today. Habit 5. The chronic stress that shrinks your memory center. Constant worry, anxiety, and stress are literally shrinking the memory center of your brain day by day. Stanford University neuroscientists have confirmed through brain imaging studies that chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which directly destroys cells in the hippocampus and prevents the formation of new memories. When you remain stressed for weeks or months without relief, elevated cortisol continuously attacks your brain, killing memory cells faster than they can regenerate. Cortisol interferes with neurotransmitter function, disrupts the connections between brain cells, and actually causes measurable shrinkage of brain tissue in the regions most critical for memory. Chronic stress causes visible brain atrophy on MRI scans, impairs your ability to retrieve existing memories even when they're stored properly, and prevents your brain from encoding new information into long-term memory storage. It keeps your brain in constant fight or flight mode, diverting resources away from memory formation toward immediate survival functions. This explains why you can't remember anything when you're stressed and why chronic worriers often develop severe memory problems. Stress also disrupts sleep, reduces social engagement, and increases inflammation, creating multiple pathways of brain damage that compound each other. The cumulative effect accelerates dementia progression significantly in seniors who experience chronic stress. Diane, a 67-year-old widow from Connecticut, couldn't remember appointments, names, or recent conversations because constant anxiety consumed her thoughts. After implementing daily relaxation practices, including deep breathing and limiting news consumption, her memory function restored noticeably within 2 months. She could recall details from days earlier and no longer felt the constant mental fog that stress had created. Practice deep breathing exercises for 5 minutes twice daily, once in the morning and once before bed, focusing on slow inhalations through your nose and extended exhalations through your mouth. Take a 10-minute walk in nature daily, even if it's just around your neighborhood or a local park, because natural environments reduce cortisol more effectively than indoor exercise. Listen to calming music that you enjoy. Limit news consumption to just once daily instead of constant updates, and talk to trusted friends about your concerns instead of ruminating alone. Your stress is destroying your brain's memory centers this very moment, causing permanent damage with each passing day. Take 5 slow, deep breaths right now and commit to daily stress reduction starting today. Habit 6. The dehydration impairing your mental function. Are you waiting until you feel thirsty before drinking water? The National Institutes of Health reports that even mild dehydration, just 2% fluid loss, significantly impairs memory, attention span, and cognitive processing speed in seniors. Your brain is 75% water, and when you're dehydrated, your brain tissue literally shrinks away from your skull, disrupting the electrical signals needed for memory formation and recall. Dehydration reduces blood volume, which decreases oxygen delivery to your brain, and it impairs the production of neurotransmitters necessary for communication between brain cells. Chronic dehydration accelerates cognitive decline measurably over time, impairs your short-term memory so you can't hold information in your mind, increases confusion and disorientation that others may mistake for dementia, and causes permanent damage to brain cells when it persists. Many seniors experience chronic low-level dehydration without realizing it because the thirst sensation diminishes with age. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already significantly dehydrated and your brain function is impaired. Certain common health conditions and their management approaches can increase fluid loss, making adequate hydration even more critical. Dehydration also reduces your body's ability to regulate temperature and increases fall risk from dizziness. Raymond, a 70-year-old farmer from Kansas, worried he was developing dementia because his memory had become so poor. His doctor ordered extensive testing, but the real problem was severe chronic dehydration from working outdoors. After increasing his water intake consistently for 3 weeks, his mental clarity returned completely and his memory function normalized without any other intervention. Drink 1 full glass of water immediately upon waking every single morning before anything else. Keep a water bottle visible on your kitchen counter so you see it regularly throughout the day. Drink 1 glass of water before each meal, which also aids digestion and helps you maintain a regular routine. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, more if you're physically active or the weather is warm. Your brain is dehydrated right now, and your memory is suffering because of it. Drink a full glass of water immediately and make hydration a non-negotiable priority starting today. Habit 7. The hearing loss accelerating your cognitive decline. Ignoring your hearing problems isn't just an inconvenience, it's actively destroying your memory and accelerating cognitive decline. Johns Hopkins research has demonstrated that untreated hearing loss accelerates cognitive decline by 30 to 40% and increases dementia risk proportionally to the severity of hearing impairment. When you can't hear clearly, your brain must divert massive resources from memory formation to sound processing, literally stealing energy and capacity from your memory centers. This constant cognitive strain exhausts your brain, leaving insufficient resources for encoding new memories or maintaining existing ones. Untreated hearing loss forces your brain to work exponentially harder during every conversation, causing mental fatigue that impairs memory function throughout the day. It leads to social isolation because conversations become difficult and embarrassing, removing the cognitive stimulation that protects memory. Hearing loss reduces your cognitive reserve, which is your brain's resilience against damage and aging. It also causes structural changes in your brain, where auditory regions shrink from lack of stimulation while memory regions deteriorate from overwork. The combination accelerates memory loss and dramatically increases your likelihood of developing dementia within 5 to 10 years. Franklin, a 73-year-old veteran from Alabama, ignored his hearing loss for years out of embarrassment. His memory deteriorated. He withdrew from social activities, and his family worried about dementia. After finally getting hearing aids and wearing them consistently, his memory and social engagement improved so dramatically within 6 weeks that his personality seemed to return. Get your hearing tested by a licensed audiologist immediately if you have any difficulty hearing conversations, television, or phone calls. Use hearing aids without delay if they're recommended, because every month you wait accelerates irreversible brain damage. Keep your hearing devices clean, change batteries regularly, and wear them during all waking hours for maximum benefit. Don't let embarrassment or vanity prevent you from protecting your brain, because untreated hearing loss will destroy your memory far more thoroughly than hearing aids could ever affect your appearance. Every single day you delay treating hearing loss accelerates permanent brain damage and memory decline. Schedule a hearing test this week and commit to addressing any problems immediately. You've just learned about 7 critical habits that destroy memory. Inadequate sleep that prevents your brain from flushing toxic proteins, social isolation that shrinks your hippocampus, physical inactivity that starves your brain of oxygen, blood sugar spikes that poison memory cells, chronic stress that elevates brain-damaging cortisol, dehydration that impairs cognitive function, and untreated hearing loss that diverts resources from memory formation. The encouraging truth is that your brain has remarkable healing capacity at any age, and addressing even one of these habits today begins reversing memory loss immediately. Each positive change compounds the others, protecting and restoring your cognitive function starting right now. Which of these 7 habits hit closest to home for you? Leave a comment telling me which one you're addressing first, because your experience could help someone else take that crucial first step toward protecting their memory. If this information opened your eyes to what's really affecting your memory, imagine how many of your friends are struggling with these same habits without understanding why their memory is failing. Hit that like button and share this video with someone whose memory concerns you. You could literally save their cognitive future. Subscribe, because I share brain-protecting strategies like these every week that help you stay sharp, independent, and mentally strong for years to come.